Today, I sat down with Colleen McCartney of Nerdly.io. She has turned her HighLevel into a Ferrari for agencies and then had to back it up to simplify things for her users. She says she builds automations with a heartbeat, and I can attest she truly means it. In this interview, you'll hear how she launched her SaaS in 10 days. Yes, you heard me correctly, 10 days. Why she insists every agency she works with gets the Marketer's Toolkit, and how she helps people cut the clutter, reduce clicks, and actually enjoy running their business. So buckle up. This one's a fun, nerdy, and an enjoyable one, so you're not going to want to miss a single second of it. So let's get started. Like how you got into HighLevel, and then how you got into helping people come into their own agencies and, leveraging the Marketer's Toolkit, because I know that that's kind of what you do too, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. We, at this point, if an agency wants to work with us, getting the Marketer's Toolkit is a requirement. There's just too much functionality within the Marketer's Toolkit that allows you to curate that client experience. And that's really what it's all about. That's our jam, right? Breaking down what is your current, not just your tech stack, but how are you using it? How are you taking someone from the first time they found you on social or your website to educating them about you, empowering them to believe that you're providing the solution and that this is the right fit, all the way through not just retention, but referrals. Because if your client's not referring people to you, I've always been of the belief, this is from like a sales training 1,000 years ago, but if the client's not referring people to you, then you haven't delivered what you said you were, on at least to the value enough that they're confident to refer people.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Tell me about your business and how you got started with HighLevel, and then how you got started with Marketer's Toolkit.
Yeah. So I was working for a company called GroupTrack. They had a social CRM, which is, just getting people from organic social. And they had asked me to help out with their agency clients and affiliates. And what they meant was just like process the affiliate payments and approve affiliates. However, they didn't say that. So the next thing you know, I'm like deep diving into all these like agency clients, having no idea what's really going on with that. And I discovered HighLevel. And actually, I discovered this guy who had a white label that was selling like a doTERRA version. And I didn't understand just like how epic HighLevel really was.
Right, yeah.
And so like I literally sold his white label to my audience. And then like within 2 weeks of me being added onto every single client's account and having to do these things, I was like,
Hold on a second.
wait a minute. This isn't what I want to do. Wait, I could do this for everybody. So I launched our SaaS on December 21st and had our first clients by December 31st. And we built out this whole massive, like, you're going to laugh, not just network marketers, but explicitly doTERRA system. But we built out this Ferrari because we got the Marketer's Toolkit on day one.
Okay.
I knew that when I'm building a platform, then I need to be able to curate that client experience, right? Because when a business owner, solopreneur, anybody coming in, first off, if they see that this is just HighLevel, they're like, okay, well, I mean, everybody's got this at this point, right? And it's not even just like the aesthetics.
Yes.
It is the structure function of how your system works for your clients.
Yes.
Because HighLevel by itself, first off, it's ugly as sin.
Yes.
Right? It is ugly. And if you have clients that are actually logging into the system, then it needs to have a positive experience.
Right.
And not just like the visuals being pretty, but there's so many different pieces that we have leverage that cuts down on click time, that enhances the user access to the data just from A to Z. It allows you to do things that, unless you were like a super coder, and even then, I don't know, because Tom's got magic. Like, and I mean, like, we even just got a notification from Tom. He was like, hey, there's some, if you're using custom JavaScript, just so you know, there's an update coming out that might break it. So here's how to check for it. I mean, you're not going to get that if you're a custom coder, or if you hire someone to code some stuff. You're never going to get that update, and then you're going to have to pay them again to come fix whatever might break.
Right.
And that's a reactive solution, because you're only going to find out after it's broken.
Right. It's like the blessing curse of HighLevel is that the blessing is that they're always making improvements and they're always making changes and they're always up high leveling everything. But at the same time, while they're high leveling everything, shit breaks. So yes. So having Tom knowing that something is going to possibly change, which will probably make something break.
It'll always happen, especially in like September, October, November, where we got Level Up coming out, right?
Yes.
Like, so they're like, oh, here's like 1,000 new features that only kind of work.
Yes, it's the tricycle to the jet plane.
Yeah, the skateboard mode. Everything coming out in skateboard mode.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Oh God, I love that shirt.
There's a shirt.
Go duct tape to. Oh my gosh, HighLevel has some great swag. It's like go duct tape to the HighLevel. Yeah,
I can't wait. I'm going to Summit in October for the first time I've ever been. Are you going to go?
I get to meet you. Oh, I've been going since day one.
Yay!
right?
I'm so excited to meet you too.
Yeah. And it was funny, when I first got in, I was like, I didn't believe that I could run an agency. So I was straight up affiliating HighLevel before I even signed up for my own account.
Oh yeah.
But
I
then
mean, that's the way to go too.
once we got in there and we built out this literal Ferrari for people who are used to riding a tricycle,
Yes.
like, oh, well, these guys don't even understand they're all terrified of this. So then we started moving to coaches, course creators, and a lot of service providers. And then now we're helping people launch their own agencies, which is really cool. We also strong arm them into the Marketer's Toolkit, whether they like it or not. I'm like, I'm not even explaining to you why you need this yet. Just this is part of the package. Like, we don't even separate that from our agency offer. It's just part of it, because they're not going to understand it, right? Because there's like 1,000 different features that we use.
Okay, so let's break it down. You're saying, like, when you go in and with a brand new person launching an agency, you say you cannot get anything else, but like you have to get HighLevel, but you also have to get the Marketer's Toolkit.
We don't even explain it.
Yeah, like
It is literally just part of the offer, and then we go get it for them.
so that's great, but like for everybody listening who's like on maybe like thinking, well, what is it about the Marketer's Toolkit?
Oh my gosh, there are so many features that even my team, like they've gone to work for clients at other agencies. Like, what do you mean I can't just drag an opportunity to the next stage? You mean I can't collapse these? I can't just do this massive search? And it really comes down to the functions. Like, I have an agency affiliate who got the Marketer's Toolkit explicitly for the quick editor Chrome extension. They were like, that was they haven't touched anything else. They're like, I need that quick editor. I need the Chrome extension.
Is that Bonnie?
Yeah, that's Bonnie.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, she calls it her $5,000 button.
Well, I mean, it's massive. I mean, think about how many forms or surveys that you create that then you need to take all of those form fields and put them into a calendar thing, into a follow-up, into anything, right? Are you going to go through and copy each individual, not even the field value, which you have to then go look each one up. And if you say you have a form that has even just 20 fields, I mean, not to mention the likelihood of like having a typo, just being able to click and have all your form fields, because one of the big things we do, and this has been something that our clients are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do this. So whenever we have like a sales call, we have them book, but then send them directly to a form to fill out. We take all of that and we have this really sexy GPT that we send it to, so that it analyzes the client's information, researches their website, and is able to provide as much context about who they are and where they're at, as well as then integrates what are our offers, how ready are they to buy. And it's basically like your sales tism. I need to have all this information so that I can go in there and instead of having to spend that time asking questions and having to have my headspace both in listening and analyzing and then comparing to what we offer, I'm able to go in knowing exactly where they're at and what they need. And I can just spend that time connecting with them and getting to hear more of like where they're at emotionally and being able to truly serve them and be able to just be connection with them, right?
Yeah.
And that's huge. Like, one of our biggest things is just connecting with our clients, and automations with a heartbeat is one of our favorite things.
Oh,
right?
I love that.
Because if we just shove people through a funnel and all these automations without ever connecting with them and making sure that they know we care about them as a human being, I mean, you might as well be calling AT&T for customer service, right? Like, or calling your cable company, right? Like, you're just talking to robots, and nobody wants that.
No.
Right? As much as we love AI, and trust me, we use it all day long, you need to make sure, and especially in the beginning, that you are taking that time to connect with the person. And that alone allows for so much more grace well, let's be real, when things go sideways.
Yeah.
Because something always happens. It's high level, right? Like, it just is. And the sooner folks just accept that things tech be teching sometimes.
Right.
It's such a stress relief, because it's never perfect. Tech will never be perfect. We're past that. It's 2025.
Yeah.
Everyone's just trying to go in the speed of light.
Right. And you were talking about this whole thing with integrating the chat GPT with the sales call.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're doing with the Marketer's Toolkit through the contact buttons, or what are you doing? How are you integrating?
So we're using the Chrome extension to grab all those form fields so that we can send that right into a workflow. But those contact buttons are crucial. That is actually how we built a EMR for a nationwide doctors network to automate and manage their prescription management side of the house.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's crazy. Like, a lot of people are afraid of things like HIPAA, but I'm like, y'all, it's not scary. There is things to be aware of, but like things like these contact buttons just make it so much easier and make it dummy proof, because even doctors, like, they're not focused on all this. They want to be able to have that client be able to put their notes in and move on to the next one. It's just like salespeople. You need to make their job as frictionless as possible, right? The more time you're having your salespeople or fulfillment team in admin, it really cuts down on your deliverables and increases your bottom line.
That's amazing. Do you have, would you mind sharing your screen and giving us an example of something like that?
Yeah, let me go log into my doodle-doots. Where are you? There we go. It has been a minute since I've logged in, apparently. Gotta love vacation and actually having a team, because it's bananas. I never would have. Okay, so 2 of 4.
You're a testament to what everybody strives for, to be able to go on vacation and be hands off.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. A lot of people, even in the agency space, they don't hire, or they only hire VAs. And not knocking VAs, because there's a time and place for them, especially for what we do and the level of clientele we work with, we need people who are fully competent and able to actually navigate and troubleshoot whatever's going on.
Right.
It's crucial.
So you go above and beyond like chat support and all of that. You actually
Oh
have
yeah.
a team that is there to be your technical, like to onboard them and get them set up with everything, and then also to support them.
Yep. We have daily open drop-in consulting is what we call it now. So if they have questions, they can come in, but if they actually need work done, they need more strategy, then they have to book a session, like a paid session.
Uh huh.
But there's so much that people just need a person to be like, yeah, that's the right button. You got this. It's basic encouragement and just
Right.
holding space. They feel so much better.
Yes.
Okay, let's go here, allow. All right, so let me go make this bigger. So yeah, we've got all of our fancy little buttons up here that we love from you guys, which really makes life a lot easier because what we've learned is having 1,000 menu items. What are we doing?
You can click
Oh,
out.
there it is.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I know I got a carrot here somewhere, but having too many menu items on the side, we found people have small computers. I don't know
Yes.
why. I'm sitting here with three 30-inch monitors, but some people be working on like a 12-inch laptop, and I'm like,
How
why?
you be working on
Why?
that?
Yeah. So having different tools and resources that are up here really helps keep the screen cleaner. So when you come in here, and another handy dandy marketers toolkit feature is being able to blur contact details, so
Yes.
that you can confidently go in and actually show people how things work, and without having to worry about giving away client information. So we come in here, right, and we've got a couple of different calls here, right? So we have our welcome call, a collab call, an audit call, a client call, and a discovery call, because they're all scripted forms. And we even have in here like, hey, here's like a quick doc of like what you need to do, right?
Oh, where is
And then
that? Show that again.
so
Is it a button?
here,
Uh huh.
this is just a link,
Uh
and it
huh.
goes into a more detailed doc. So like if they're not sure what to do, right? We have the whole SOP on what we're doing here.
How brilliant is that, Colleen? So good.
Well, I mean, this is the only way you can grow a team. They need to be able to have their resources where they are when they're doing that action, because you can't expect every single person to know everything that you have taught them.
Yes.
It's the same thing with course creators. I mean, half of them, like at this point, they're like, okay, so how do I turn my course into a GPT? Because no one's going through courses anymore.
Oh wow. Yes.
Unless you have a
Yes.
very short course, like people who've had these 6-12 month programs, like not only, even if they go through it, they might forget it, or like, where do I go find this if they have a question?
Right. So they're turning
Um,
their courses into GPTs. That is so interesting. I love that.
so here we have, it'll pull in their information. We put in the link to the call recording.
Mhm.
What is the recap about it? What's the next step, right? Was there a testimonial? Because if it says yes, then it sends a notification to one of our VAs to go in and edit the call and grab the testimonial, because now that's a delightful video testimonial we can use for marketing. And if it's was a positive experience and we say yes, it's going to automate sending out a review request, right? And a lot of these are similar, but when we come over here to like the welcome call, right? Like this gets into more details, right? Making sure we have their social profile link. How did they find us? And a lot of these questions are on our discovery call. So it's actually going to pull that information in. So if they didn't go through a discovery call, we ask the questions. But if they went through a discovery call, we already have that information, and they can leverage this to have like an actual conversation. Like, oh, hey, so I saw that your business is XYZ and you serve ABC. Awesome. So tell me more about what you want to be able to accomplish in the next 90 days, right? And these kind of things, having it all in place, gives you insight.
Thank you.
Allows for streamlined upsells. And I see upsells as serving, right? Sales is an act of service. You need to be able to sit and listen and fully understand what is the client issue, what is the problem they're experiencing, not just what they say they're experiencing, because 9 times out of 10, they're talking about, my shoelace is a problem, when the reality is they need roller skates, right? So you need to be the expert and own that you're the expert, but then being able to put all of this information in, right? We're able to then curate, add tags, create the follow-up, have all these pieces automatically happen.
That's great.
Just by filling out a form that pulls in their information. And we're also not asking them questions that we already have that information on.
So you've turned on a workflow that is connected to when
Each
they
of these
submit.
forms has a different workflow.
Right, right. And that workflow might be connected to a GPT as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because once we have that information, and here I can actually show you this handy dandy guy. Let's go to my GPTs. Oh, we even did one for our team when they submitted like their personality, their disc, and all those, like who they are. I'm like, okay, here's all their bits and pieces. Tell me about who they are, how we can best utilize their skills and them as a person, and how, like, even love languages. How do we make sure they feel cared for? Right? Like a lot of this is stuff that we can figure out on our own, but if we can systemize it so that it is scalable, that's really what it's all about. All right, discovery call form AI. So this is taking all of, there is a big, right? So this is taking all the form fields, and we're asking them, create a structured, clear, and actionable insight so the sales team can effectively guide the conversation, position their lead services, handle objections, and close the sale. So it's going through like all those questions that were on that welcome call, which is also on our discovery call. So we're identifying who they are, their key business challenges and pain points, right? Best solutions for their needs, as well, an output. What are the top 3 services? What's our sales call strategy? How do we approach this client specifically, right? And that's crucial because they may be more focused on, I want this done now. They may be like overwhelmed. There's a lot of different things to understand to really be able to navigate that conversation and make sure that they feel cared for. And one of my favorites, handling objections and overcoming resistance based on what's already there, right? And then we even have competitor analysis if they're mentioned that they're using another platform, budget based off of recommendation. If like the higher end services, which they typically would actually need, they just may not have the budget for, what's the best solution? And then it'll even curate a follow-up email draft based on all their answers and who they are.
That's so cool. And you just let it ride.
Yeah. And then it comes in and it sends us notifications to Slack. So it sends all the response. And then my favorite is that it puts it as a note on the contact.
A note on the contact. And
Which,
then,
because we have the marketer's toolkit, one of the
yes.
handy dandy things we can do is we can actually come in. Let me see if I have someone who has notes. We can search their notes, which is something that you can only do when you use the marketer's toolkit. I'm very excited about this because I definitely harassed Tom. I was like, so Tom, I need to be able to search notes because we're building this doctor's network system and they need to be able to search. And that's another reason why I love the toolkit, because like with 2 weeks later, hey, Colleen, you can search notes now.
That's what Tom does. Like, you
Yeah.
just ask him, ask and you shall receive.
If you have a solid use case that
Yes.
is going to help others as well, then bip-bip-bop-boo, it's done. What else do we've got over here? Hold on, I have, see, with quick hitter, drag and drop pipelines, I don't understand how that's not a feature in HighLevel. There's so many.
There's things I forget about that is HighLevel. Is the toolkit that is not HighLevel. And so I'll just take it for granted. Like the ability to hide certain elements and like the ability to hide the other contact fields that aren't being used, or the map inside of the contact section, like the Zillow map and the Google map that's already inside there. Those kinds of things.
I mean, one of my favorite is hiding new stuff HighLevel releases, like the app marketplace.
Or the Summer of AI.
Well, I actually tried to push the Summer of AI because I was like, come on, guys, like it's free. Like, come figure this out because you have to learn AI. And we actually got a number of people actually using their AI agents natively. So
that's great.
But the app marketplace, like, I know a lot of developers and not all of them provide ongoing support very well. And some of their tools didn't have clear instructions on how to even set it up. And we're like, nah, like, because as an agency owner, we are responsible for supporting anything they're touching inside here.
Right.
So if they install something that doesn't, it's on us. It's under our brand. So it can affect how our clients see us. Also, it's a distraction. The majority of those apps are just distractions, right? Unless they have an active use case for it. It's just like, ooh, look, I could do this and I could do this and I could do all these different things. And half of them don't realize, then there's, that's one of the reasons I love the Marketer's Toolkit. We bought so many different tools. When I first got in, I bought Tom's tool. I bought two other tools that have since been, HighLevel's just eaten them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things about Tom's tool is it's never going to be eaten by HighLevel. It is too robust. It does too many things that are not important enough. They're not going to make the money for HighLevel for it to be worth their time to do it. However, it does completely curate that experience, right?
Right.
Auto saving a contact. Auto save. How this is not a basic feature just blows my mind. Right. And that's smart search. So for those who are not sure what I'm talking about, the smart search is in here. We can now search and say, I want to see Colleen. Right. And now I can see contacts, I can see categories, I can see any opportunities, I can see products, right?
Yes.
All within one search.
Yes.
This is super huge because if you're, say, searching for something, but you're not sure where it is, like, is it a product? Is it an opportunity? Like, which you may think, like, why don't you know where it is? Because there's everything everywhere all at the same time in HighLevel. And you could there's like 3 different places. You can click on the settings button. There's 2 or 3 different ways to get to every different place. And I had clients who are like, if you don't talk about the flyout menus. So I'm big on reducing clicks. Right. So if I can come here and all I got to do is mouse over and get to a specific section, right? That click reduction is huge. When you have clients that are in the system, and if your clients aren't in the system, then that means that they are paying somebody, right? So why don't we make sure that we are setting our clients up for success so that it's all about efficiency, right? If I can find a way to make it more efficient and easier to use, then that's my job to make sure that it happens.
There's already too many things to make your life frustrating in technology. To make it as intuitive and as simple as possible in the front end is everything. Because if they're already frustrated just getting to where they want to go in funnels, they're not going to have the capacity to be able to edit their actual funnel page once they get there.
Yeah. One of our favorites that actually replaced another tool that we had bought was banner notifications.
Oh, yes.
Right? So being able to send out a notification when we are having a live training or when we have something else that's dropped so that they're seeing it and it's not an email.
Right.
Because there's too many things that even in HighLevel, especially like if you leverage the communities, everything's an email.
Yes.
I hate emails. I know and I've had to like work on that because I know email marketing is so effective and very cost effective. I just hate emails. I just get too many of them. So I want to make sure that, especially if it's like, hey, we're doing a live training, they don't need an email for that. They need just hey, reminder that, hey, this is happening. And so let me find, the workflow analyzer. This is not it's a nerd thing. I absolutely love this thing. Analyze workflow prompts. Okay, so because I created this insane prompt. But also because if you're not documenting what's going on in a way that everybody understands, then you're making your life way more difficult than it needs to be. Window, here we go. Yeah, so this is the prompt to analyze each workflow. And so it goes from like a step-by-step explanation. What is the overall purpose of this workflow, right? Not just like what are the actions and decision points, what's the purpose? How is this benefiting the client's business? Summarize the value, step-by-step breakdown for setup, contact tracking and management, like how does this affect your CRM? Team effectiveness, like what are best practices for leveraging the automation? How do you onboard, like takeaways for onboard a new team member? How does this impact if I add a new user to the system? Practical application for this workflow, testing and troubleshooting, any additional context. How do we empower the clients? What are success metrics and reporting? Compliance and document. And then we have additional refinements for the language and tone, tailored examples, visual aids, client feedback, and the key points emphasized. Like this is for every single workflow that we built.
Wow.
Because then we can have, let's see, snapshot. I think this is it, right? Yeah. So each workflow, so we put them in, each workflow goes in as a separate tab, right? So like here is our discovery call, scripted form, send notes to client. So it just breaks it all down for them, right? So this is just the steps, right? And then benefit to the client, summary of the value, setup instructions, how do we map the custom fields, like all these bits and pieces, like who does what? How do I train new staff on this? How do I troubleshoot this if something happens? Like here's an issue, the email didn't send. Well, maybe it's missing a merge field. Verify all required fields are on the form are filled in.
Wow.
And then it's like, so it really just goes next level because again, documentation is everything.
Yes.
If it's not documented, if it only lives in your head or if it only lives in that workflow, you are the bottleneck.
So you created a workflow to analyze workflows. Is that what you're saying?
No, we just created a prompt and an SOP for our team so that anytime, and it's really helpful for our clients because if we build workflows for them, especially for an agency, they're like, well, I need to support this.
Yeah.
Having this really clear process of how you're reviewing the things and even like it tells you, how do I support this workflow?
Right.
All of these things can really make a massive impact, right? Especially when you're talking like our brand partner program. Like super easy way to see this, it's like a super affiliate, right? So we have basically, or like a sub agency, which I know HighLevel's come out with their own sub agency thing, but like y'all for real, Marketer's Toolkit sub agency is gonna X. It's just easier to use.
Right.
It's cleaner. It's well supported. And we all know when HighLevel rolls stuff out, it's skateboard mode. I mean, they're talking about sub agencies for 2 years.
Right. With no real solution.
Correct. Because for them to do it the way that you can with the Marketer's Toolkit, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot, like profit wise. Like, you mean like I don't need it? I can just go with these guys, which is what we do. Because we work with a lot of coaches and service providers who they understand the value of SaaS, right? They know that they have something special to offer. They also know that nerdly, we provide so much when it comes to additional tools, resources, and, just client service. Like, when I don't really want to do all of that, but I do have this special sauce I want to offer. So we have like a separate checkout page for them so that when people sign up through their checkout, they get assigned, they get onto this magical little Excel sheet or Google sheet so that they get their own snapshot, they get their own menu links, they get their own build out, the way it looks. Let me see.
Yes, this is really good. So you can basically, with the toolkit, create other agencies within your agency. Basically.
Yep. So here, let me show you this.
Because of the ability of being able to customize through the theme builder. It's a combination of the theme builder and the customizer.
Yeah. And if you're out there wondering like, oh, I'm just going to get the theme builder because it's in, it's a lower cost, you're missing out on the whole point of this. Like the theme builder is like the smallest piece of what Marketer's Toolkit
and
can
it's
do.
Big. I mean, you can hide things.
It's big.
And you can decorate it the way you want to decorate it. But really the functionality comes in with the customizer. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
100%. Like you're really missing the biggest piece of it. Like the making it pretty is great. But if you're only just painting, it's still just HighLevel with makeup on.
Right.
Right. But once you get in there and you're adding buttons, you're changing things, you're curating that client experience.
Right. You're helping them navigate even. Like you're helping them navigate from one thing to the next. Like you've been saying all along is like reducing the clicks, reducing the need to click here, over here, over here, over here to get to where you're going.
So like this is one of our sub agencies, right? And they didn't really want a whole lot different. They just wanted it to be black and red. So I was like, okay. And we're still working on theirs. They actually ended up launching their own agency. So I was like, okay, cool. We always start people with the sub agency because we're like, okay, let's start here. Let's get your first 10 accounts.
Yeah.
So that when we can launch you, you are profitable.
Yeah, there you go.
Because there's so many people that have come to us and they're like, oh, I need help. Oh, I can't afford you. I'm like, okay. But they're still paying. They're paying the $497 a month.
Yeah.
With only their account. No other accounts. They're already paying $497. They come to me a year later and they haven't progressed.
Yeah.
And so they're still out that $497 a month.
Right.
With nothing to show for it. So that's what really drove me to have this sub agency solution. Because if they do want to launch their agency, great. Let's take your people. Let's get your agency set up, warm you up, and move your accounts over. Because there's so much room at the table.
Right. There's an abundance for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the biggest reasons why I don't push the affiliate first is because I've just seen so many people crash and fail.
I know.
So hard.
And it's not for everybody. It really isn't. The agency
And you can't do
side.
it by yourself.
No.
It's a real quick way to burn out. Because so like, and then we have a couple of new ones that are coming in. So you can see like even just this is just a little bit different. So it looks like it's their system, right?
Right.
They still log into our system and they still see the Nerdly support, but that is what we leverage it is. It's like their brand powered by Nerdly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
What else am I missing? I think those are the biggest pieces. Like that's also how those contact buttons and folders 100% is the biggest thing for what has created EMR. And for those who don't know, an EMR, electronic medical record, these are softwares that are offensively expensive and wildly they're not functional. The vast majority of them are just not functional because they are built for tracking data on like just the client records. They're not meant for marketing, automations, or any of these things that practices really need to thrive and grow. And so we actually have we started focusing on small medical practices because they're amazing. Like I don't know if you've ever worked or seen a doctor in a small practice. The TLC you get when you're seeing a private practice, like they still use insurance and all that jazz, right? But you actually get to have like this really great connection with them. They actually care about you. And they're becoming a rare breed at this point because they can't compete.
Right.
So being able to empower them to leverage these automations and ensure their clients are showing up, which blew my mind. I was like, what do you mean people don't show up to their doctor's appointments?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to wait
cool.
too long to get in.
Like they forget or something. But again, that's what I'm talking about. Like these medical systems are just not built for marketing.
Right.
And they're not built for the client experience. They definitely make people feel scared about like HIPAA compliance. I'm like, you guys, it just means like make sure that nobody else gets access to their data.
Right.
And by that, I mean their name attached to the things. Because once you remove their name, it's Wild West.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All your data with a contact ID is completely legit to go do whatever.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was blown away. I was like, no, my TISM was not okay with this. I was like, this is a lie. HIPAA's a lie. HIPAA's a lie. I don't like this. But yeah, at the end of the day, right, the Marketer Toolkit helps us reduce friction, add clarity, and create delight at every step of the customer journey.
Yeah.
And that's really our mission here at Nerdly, right? Automation with a heartbeat. Because at the end of the day, you didn't start your business to babysit your CRM. You started it to serve your clients, and we're here to help make that simple.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. You had mentioned the opportunity and the pipeline thing, the drag and drop. Would you show us that just as an end cap?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I still don't understand how this is. It blows my mind every single time. I'm like, how is this not a native feature already? Because when you're in there working with your clients, right? Because you can have those forms live on the contacts, and you can also have those forms live in here on the opportunity and still pull in all their information. So I'm an overachiever, so we have it living on both. But if you're filling out this information, right, now I want to take them and I just want to move them over here, right? Without the Marketer's Toolkit, you have to have an automation to move them from one stage to the other. Whereas if you're in having a conversation with somebody and you're like, oh, you know what? You need to go over here, right? I don't get how I couldn't manually do this. Like how...
I know. And the fold out too is so nice.
Oh my gosh. The fold out is like just, especially if you have a long pipeline.
Yes, look at that. Look how pretty that is.
And it makes it really easy. So you can take like a screenshot of this, right? And then now you can use this in your training, right? Because you can talk about what happens here and here and here versus, being able to give them a bigger view. And also if you guys aren't using emojis in your pipeline stages, you're missing out. It's huge.
Well, it helps so much to be able to figure out it's like visually your eyes just go right to it instead of having to read it.
And like, this is a super long pipeline. So this is our Facebook group. We built our entire business on organic social. We've never ran an ad. We've just organic social, man. It's legit.
It's where it's at.
Yeah. But like, look at this pipeline. Like, hold on. I might have to make okay, now you fit it. Right? Like this is a massive pipeline. However,
That's
this is
pretty.
Right? But this is how we take care of our clients.
Yeah.
Right? Knowing where they are in that customer journey is absolutely crucial.
Yes.
And then did we finish this? Okay, no, they haven't finished it yet. Okay. But the business card configurator, people were jumping on that before. So I tried to set it up before I left for Burning Man and it didn't happen. And we were getting what's this card configurator? I want to play with this.
Yes, tell us about it.
So that is from the Marketer's Toolkit. And it allows you to, oh gosh, hold on. I just had this up because my team was working on it. It allows you to basically like have like a digital card that also captures their information. Think about having like a super powered link in bio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Able to capture your contact information, how they met you, right? And all that jazz so they can go right into a workflow. What are other cool things that we've done in here? The Toolkit Super Admin. This is amazing. You can come in here. So you can come into preview mode, menu troubleshooting, the white label CSS, right? All of this is stuff that you used to have to open a ticket. I mean, like, especially if you're using the toolkit, you're really into HighLevel, you're running an agency, chances are either you or someone on your team is a nerd, right? Somebody in your team is a nerd who can do these basic troubleshooting things, which really can cut down any time that things are going awry, right?
Yes.
Because they just will. Something will always go awry. Oh, and being able to curate these menus So we started putting in like actual like emojis and like we got to put in our logo there. It's almost like gamifying your system, right? It also comes back to those emojis in the pipeline stages, right? Half the time people don't know, like, they're not gonna remember the menu. They're gonna, oh, right, I need the money one, the site one, oh, the automation one, right? So, and being able to, oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about the agency workflow actions.
I was going to ask you about that. If
Oh
you
my
are using
gosh.
those. Are you using those?
Heck yes. What's funny is, so for our doctor's agency, I built out this next level, and for those who don't know, NAN is another platform that's like super automations and lets you touch the API and to do weird API things. So I built out this whole thing, and then I realized I'm like, 60% of this could have been done with the marketer's toolkit. Cool. But it hurt my brain real bad, but here we are. Let's see. So let me find. So this stuff is it's massive. This alone, I would say buy the tool just for this, because you can, let me go smart list, and then let's go trigger type. Am I in the wrong account? Here we go. Is this it?
It opened in a new tab. We can't see it if it did.
No, that is the psycho one. Okay. But the long and the short of it is, you can trigger when someone fills out a form in the agency account, all those data pieces can go update the custom values in that new sub account.
Yeah.
So if you are smart about it on how you build your sub account, build your snapshot, your client can walk into a fully built out account before they even log in.
Yeah.
Right. So you're getting their brand colors, you're getting their offer, you're getting what is their logo, what is, even just like a Mad Libs for their emails, like what's your Facebook group name? What is the problem you solve? What are, like I was so excited. It took me forever for my team to get it, because they're like, what do you, I had to sit down and like a limo. I was like, no, when they fill out the form in our account, here it does this. And like, oh my God, it completely blew their mind. So we used to have a form that would live as a button in the create new user, so that we would actually get any new user, get access to all of our trainings, because people were adding users, but the users were like, I don't know how to do these things. Well, we have all this training. So now anytime a user is created, we're getting the location by name. We're also updating, like, what's the account location ID? What's the account name whenever a contact is created?
That's great.
Right. And that's huge, because when people are adding VAs or adding team members, like, how else are you going to know what account are they on? But here, so this is basically what it's doing. So this is not the same actions, but it's literally just updating all the custom values within that sub account.
Yes.
Based on them filling out a form inside the agency account. And why that's important is twofold. One, we had already done this, like, as you can see, where they filled out a form in their own account, but then that means that they got a ton of these fields that don't matter on every single one of their contacts. Now, of course, you can put them all in a folder now, and you could hide them with the marketer's toolkit. But that means that data is still in the client sub account. Whereas if that form is in the agency sub account, you have all of that data on the client, on their contact, in your account, that's searchable, filterable, and leverageable.
That's really good. Yeah.
Because having all that data about them really helps you paint a picture for your team on who they are and how to serve them. But there's so much that the marketer's toolkit provides, and not even just a tool, the community, right? I will post questions in Tom's group before I'll post them in HighLevel, because the HighLevel community, it's an ebb and flow over there, right? But like, I know the majority of the active people that are in the marketer's toolkit Facebook group, and they're actually there to help, right? Because there are times that I post a question and like one of my buddies in the group answers before Tom can even get to it. They reply to the post within like moments. I'm like, oh, right, that's this other piece.
That's the beauty too of being a part of the marketer's toolkit, I think, because I would agree with you that the HighLevel official community is there for good purpose, but it also has a lot of people that are not as committed. I would say, like, people that are in the marketer's toolkit are they're in and they're truly running a business. They're not looking to complain. They're not looking to do like all the other extraneous stuff.
Or I ask a question in the HighLevel community, and then I end up doing a training in the comments, because like, wait, what? That's a thing? How do I do that basic function? I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And you're not there for that.
Oh my gosh, did HighLevel sell out of their summit? Yeah.
Is it sold out?
And I just saw this as I looked over. They now have a wait list.
Okay. All right.
And they're at a new place now.
Yeah.
Like, they're at a new fancy, bigger place. So
wow. I didn't know that. I thought you meant like a new place. And
yeah, no, they're like a resort now. It had been at the Statler in downtown Dallas the past, because I've been going to the summit since the summit existed.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, I also have a background in network marketing. Like, you don't miss out on Summit. There's so much crucial. I mean, it's not even about the information. It's the people.
Yes, and it's the vibe. You get the vibe, and it like fuels you.
I got to play casino time with Tom at my first summit, and I was like, I can't believe that I'm like playing blackjack with Tom freaking Bristol right now. Like, and you get to connect with these, not just like-minded, but like, you're connecting with people who are frankly committed enough to afford it, because it ain't a cheap ticket.
No,
right?
It is not.
So it definitely helps weed out people who are, they're just not committed to what they're doing yet.
Right. Exactly.
And the relationships and networking that you can create, especially if you are, most of us all work remotely. So being able to create those digital relationships that you can foster over time, absolutely massive.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Colleen, for coming on and being with us.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys are my favorite. Like, I don't know that there's another tool that I recommend nearly as much.
That says a lot.
Yeah, I've said it all.
Yeah.
Curating the experience so that your clients feel cared for.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. And I'll see you over at Summit.
Yeah.